Hello, my beautiful friends. Welcome to Lifestyle Manifesting. I'm Shannon. On my channel, I discuss manifesting as a lifestyle. In every area of your life, you are the designer, the creator of your life. I am the only manifestation coach that you need because you have success with my processes. In fact, I'm your favorite manifesting coach here. Today, I want to talk about do not react. Do not react to your circumstance because you are more powerful than the circumstance. Do not react to your circumstances because you have more power than the circumstance. In fact, whatever the current circumstance is something that you aligned with. You actually created that circumstance because it came from you. It came from your assumptions. Let me remind you, this is the law of assumption. Law of assumption, it's exactly what it sounds like. Law of assumption is what you're assuming is what's happening in your life. The sum total of your assumptions, what you believe to be true about yourself, what you believe to be true about the world, what you believe to be true about the relationship between you and any specific thing, a specific person, money, any desire. Your assumptions about it are already manifesting. So if you don't like your current circumstance, then you can change it with creating new assumptions. You create a new assumption, living from the end of already having the desire, and you live from that end consistently. You persevere living in the end because you are the creator. So as you live in the end, you will manifest that reality. You manifest the reality that you want by living in the end, affirming it, and knowing it. Okay? So you consistently persevere, be persistent in living in the end. If there's a circumstance you don't want, you don't even need to react to it. Okay, we're always reacting, okay? But you don't have to react in a way that is an assumption that you're not getting your desire. How are you reacting? Because either way, no matter what, you're always reacting to a circumstance. You're either reacting positive or you're reacting negative. You're reacting either positive or negative. It doesn't really matter how you react. What's more important is what is your assumption after your reaction? What is your assumption? Because something can happen in your world and you could cry and be upset about it, but you could also still know. You can have an assumption that doesn't matter. Whatever you saw doesn't matter. Whatever you witnessed or whatever you heard doesn't matter, that you're getting your desire no matter what. It's your assumption that matters. It's your assumption that matters based on the circumstance. I'm at a place where I don't even react to the circumstance. I just observe it. Nothing's triggering me. I just observe it. I observe it. If it's something I don't want, I observe it, and then I create a new assumption. I go to the end, living in the end of having my desire. Live in the end of having your desire. Whatever happened, it doesn't matter because you are the creator of your reality. Your current thoughts and assumptions, the current thoughts and assumptions that you're having right now create your future experiences. So what assumptions are you having from any circumstance that you're experiencing? Keep living in the end. And that's the only thing you need to do is know that you are the creator. Well, I guess there's a couple things you need to know, right? 1, you're the creator. Everything's yourself pushed out. And 2, if you want to change your reality, the only thing you need to do is live from the end of already having your desire. And you live from the end of having your desire by speaking to yourself as if you already have it. I already have that desire. It's already mine. He's already madly in love with me. He's telling me how much he loves me because I am a goddess, or whatever it is, whatever you want to affirm with your self-concept. If you need help with your self-concept, download my self-concept course. You will change your life. You will manifest your desire. You will manifest your desire as long as you continue to persist and live in the end of having your desire. How long is it going to take? It's only going to take as long as it takes for you to convince yourself. That is why we affirm something consistently. We affirm something over and over until it's sounding more true. It's sounding more natural. It's sounding more familiar. And as you affirm something that is more familiar, now it's sounding more true. And in addition, your world starts to reflect that wherever you're focused and what you're affirming. You are the operant power. You have the power. So don't worry. You reacted, even if you did react in a negative way, it doesn't matter. But what matters is what's your assumption about what is going to happen for your future. What is your assumption? Just keep living in the end. Keep living in the end, saying, I know it's done. This is mine. It's already mine. You guys are powerful. I'm going to go ahead and answer questions. How's everyone doing today? Any tips on manifesting a settlement and dealing with lawyers going against your new story? Start saying the lawyers are supporting my new story. I mean, really just go to the end. What is the end of the settlement you want? Go to the end of the settlement you want. Doesn't matter what the lawyers say. You have to have a more disciplined mind than what you see in the 3D reality. Okay, so the biggest tip that I can give you is live from the end that you got the verdict you wanted. What would you be saying to your best friend or your family or your person, right? You would be saying, wow, I got the verdict I wanted. I'm so glad it went my way. Speak to yourself as if you already have the verdict that you want. Okay? Because this is where you have to ignore the circumstance. The circumstance, and you're saying the lawyers are going against your new story. Well, they're going against your new story because now you've identified that they are going against your new story. So just keep living in the end. Don't change your focus, because your focus went from living in the end, that it's working and your new story. That needs to be your end focus, thinking from that. Okay, so here's what I want you to catch. You're focused on that, but then you switched your attention. You said, oh, how is it going to work when they're going against it? Now you changed your story. Instead of being in the end of you got the verdict you wanted, you started going to the end of they're going against me. You know, they're going against the story. So you don't want to redirect to, again, you don't want to redirect to the 3D, because then you'll be creating from the 3D. You'll be creating more of that. And this is why it takes a disciplined mind for you to disregard that, okay? Disregard. Trust within and keep living in the end. Live from the end that you have the outcome that you desire, as if you already have it, and speak to yourself as if you already have it. Can you talk about revise the day to totally forget an incident, please? So, well, revision is to remember something as if it went the way you wanted it to go. So whatever circumstance that happened, you revise it. Whatever incident that happened, revise it. Let me give you an example of revision that I used for a toothache that I had. Between the last two teeth. And I was flossing and it was really sensitive and painful. Okay, a cavity, right? Or it felt like a cavity. Okay, it felt like a cavity to me. So it was really sensitive. And anytime I used the dental floss pick in that spot, it was painful. The next day, it was painful. So as I went to sleep, when I wasn't flossing, I would use revision to imagine that I was just flossing and all the teeth felt the same. Okay, I kept reimagining instead of feeling the pain. When I wasn't flossing, I was imagining that I didn't feel the pain. Sometimes randomly through the day, I would imagine flossing without feeling the pain, without feeling the sensitivity. Okay, and then I just kept affirming, my tooth is great, my tooth is fine. That was sensitive probably for more than a month. Okay, so then each time I would floss, I'd be like, oh, it's still there. But that's when I need to remind myself, when I say it's still there, the pain is still there, I keep it there. So I would floss. Sometimes I'd even revise it when I was finished brushing my teeth, I would revise it like, oh, I just flossed and I'm so glad that it's better. I'm so glad my teeth are perfect. Okay, so I revised it. I kept imagining what I wanted, and now I don't have that at all. And in fact, even today I was thinking about how I was really flossing in that spot. I'm like, I feel nothing. There's nothing. So I revised it, and I revised it in many different ways. So sometimes this reality creation is for you to figure out. Sometimes you figure out a little bit like what feels good. Like it felt good for me sometimes to affirm it in that moment. Not right in the moment because I could feel it, but as soon as I was done, I would revise it. And I kept revising it. Now I have no problem whatsoever. So whatever your circumstance is, whatever the incident is, revise it the way you wanted it to go. If it involves another person, imagine that other person said something different to you. You're just going to imagine it. And you want to imagine it enough where you start to replace. Now you actually heard something different. As you fall asleep at night, revise the day. Revise the day the way that you wanted it to go, which includes the memory of that incident. Revise the memory of that incident. Okay? When you revise a memory of an incident, just like I did with my tooth, it advances into your future. It advances into the present moment, right? Or what we perceive as the future. So it advances into your future experiences. It's exactly what happened with me and my tooth. I didn't even need to go to the dentist. I'm going to go anyway because I'll just have an annual exam. But understand, you have the power to do this with anything, with any aspect of your body, any person in your reality, any place and anything in your reality. Live from the end that you have the outcome you desire. Kella, thank you. Thanks for sharing. It's exactly what you need to do. Live from the end that you have the outcome that you desire. That means you're going to affirm it. Really, I find that to be one of the easiest ways to do it. To manifest deliberately, to live your life deliberately. Thinking from the end, living from the end is just thinking from the end, like this outcome's mine, it's already done, I already have this, I have the outcome I wanted, my life is so great, right? Live from the end of you saying, my life is so great. Because when you affirm my life is so great, you know what that encompasses. All the things that come with life being great. SG, so should I say my story every day or just when it pops in my head? I do recommend saying the story to yourself every day for a little while, whether it's a week or 2 weeks, but you understand you could change things instantly, right? Just say it in the morning, speak your story in the morning, and then if it pops in your head, then of course you're going to affirm the end. Okay. Personally, I don't affirm all day long, but there was a time when I was affirming all day long. My own personal experience was once I made that bigger shift where my whole life was just in the momentum of getting better and better and better, I didn't need to affirm all day long because that was just evident in my world. It was so evident. It reflects back so much that I don't need to affirm it, that I just make a declaration now. I claim something or make a declaration and I just know that it's done. And anytime your mind has an idea around that particular subject, I just reaffirm it. How can we manifest a specific apartment? Imagine you already have that apartment. What would you say to yourself? Speak to yourself. You're going to have inner conversations with yourself like, that apartment's already mine. I love that I got that. That one, what is it? You could even kind of just arrange, like, how does your furniture look and how is it laid out? Like, you just claim that apartment is mine. So you're claiming that, okay? You're affirming that apartment's mine. If something comes up that makes it seem like you're getting something opposing, like it's not happening, that is the moment that you have to reaffirm and declare, no, this is mine. No matter what's happening, no matter what you see or what you hear, you always live in the end because no facts are final. You're the creator of your reality. So no facts are final. Even if you get that apartment and you change your mind and you want to break the lease, you're not bound to the lease also, right? Like, do you understand that we could change the facts at any point in time and moment, any moment in space, okay, or a point in space and moment in time? You have the power to change anything, even if you change your mind about something. Really, I did the love letter method, but just want to let go and give up. Nothing is happening. Well, you're declaring nothing is happening. You're living from the end of nothing happening because you're looking for results before you're looking outside of you for the results, is what you're doing. When you look outside of you for the results, you see nothing, and therefore now you create nothing. You stopped living in the end. That's why it's not happening. The love letter method, which is essentially you're writing a love letter, right? Whether it could be done many different ways, right? It could be from the perspective of you writing a love letter to your specific person saying, like, I love that we're together, or it could be that your specific person wrote it to you and you're reading it. Doesn't matter, right? So whatever way that you wrote that letter, read it again, and you have to decide it's done. When you look outside of you wondering, is it done? Do I see evidence? You just stated nothing's happening. You're looking for something, which means you don't have it. Do you get that? If you're looking for something, you don't have it. And you're the creator. If you're looking for something, you're not understanding that you're the creator. Bring your power back to yourself, and you're going to affirm it is happening even when you don't see it. Remember the analogy of a seed, which every thought is a seed that we plant. So this analogy is powerful. It is really powerful because when we plant a seed in the ground, like you want to plant flowers in the spring, and you put the seed in the ground, just like a thought. Okay, so the love letter, your specific person in your life is a thought, right? You planted the seed. It's under the soil. You planted the flower for the spring. It's under the soil. Well, once you plant that seed, it starts to move. You see nothing. My kids they have a new gecko, and my older son wanted to have a little garden for strawberries and things to feed them. And so he's doing plants, and we have nothing. There is no evidence that the strawberries are coming. It's been like more than a week. Where the hell are the strawberries? Because he planted it. He's been taking care of it. He's been watering it, but there are no strawberries growing. There's no evidence of it. So if I keep thinking nothing's happening, now I'm just going to throw it away because nothing's happening. That's what happens. Okay, so remember, just like the seed you plant, it's your thought is a seed. Guess what? I know what's happening. I know what's happening under the soil. That seed, many seeds that he planted, they're sprouting. We just can't see it. But they are sprouting, and they're moving, and that seed is moving, and it's growing. And before we know it, we're going to see a little bit of evidence. We're going to see a little bit. And then before we know it, it's going to be a whole plant growing before we know it. And the better that we take care of it, which is your affirmation, you see nothing happening. You have to cultivate for that environment and that seed to grow in your environment. For your seed to grow in your environment, you need to cultivate an environment for it to grow. And the only way that seed is going to grow is if you say, you know it's happening no matter what. It is growing no matter what. You could assume, you could assume your specific person is thinking the same things that are written in that love letter. You could assume that it's going, you don't see what we don't physically see what we don't have bubbles seeing what people are thinking in our life. In this experience, we don't see a bubble of what people are thinking, right? We know thought transmission. We know what we could assume they're thinking. So you can assume they are thinking all about that love letter, and they are so in love with you. Okay, something is happening. The only reason something's not happening is because you just wiped it away. Because you planted a seed that said, oh, nothing's happening. Now that seed's in the ground, and that's what's flourishing in your life. Nothing happening. Okay, so remember, life is a projection of what's within your consciousness. What you're declaring is what's happening. What you should do now is you planted the seed, it's done. You just nourish that seed by saying, this is done. The other thing you should be doing is don't put so much focus on your specific person. Yes, assume they're thinking of the love letter. Yes, assume that's already words they said to you. But the most important part is, who are you? Who are you being? Are you being the version of you who feels loved? Are you living from the end of knowing that you're loved and that you're treasured and that you're a priority? Are you living from the end knowing that? Because when you live from the end of knowing that, you will reflect a world that shows you that. Okay, Martin, how to manifest for a dream job. Speak from the end of already having it. What does your dream job encompass? Does it encompass a certain salary? So you're going to speak your salary into existence. Does it encompass what your lifestyle and your day looks like? You know, whether you're going into an office or traveling or working remote. Like, get specific. You could get specific on your dream job and you will manifest your dream job. You could simply say, I have my dream job. Okay. And paint the picture a little bit. Okay. Paint the picture in your mind. Just like I said, by how much are you making? I love my dream job where I make X, Y, Z. I love my dream job where I'm valued. I love my dream job that I'm passionate about what I'm doing, that I'm excited for life every day. I'm excited to work in my job. I love the people that I work with. These are all things you'd be saying, right, in your dream job. I love the people I work with. I love whether there's a boss or you're an entrepreneur or you work independently. I love the people that come to me. I love, you know, what is that for you? And you speak that into existence. Okay, you've got that. Thank you. Thank you for the rose. Okay, so you're going to speak that into, you're going to affirm it until your world shows you the truth, okay? Remember, the dream job can come in all different ways. It could come in from a friend saying, hey, I know a really great company looking for someone, or somebody could give you an idea for starting a business. I mean, it could come in any way. Just here's what you really need to also understand. Whatever you're focused on is what's manifesting in your world. So if you're focused on the version of you who says, this is my dream job, or I have my dream job. If you're focused on your dream job, you will create a dream job. But if you're focused on, I hate my job, I hate this, I don't like this, then you'll be creating more of that, right? So what's most important to understand is if you just keep your focus on the vision of what you want, you'll create it. Okay, fit, healthy lifestyle. My subconscious is very unwilling to accept my terms. I get bad headaches when I spiral. Normal? Well, I mean, first of all, your subconscious mind is your faithful friend. You need to change your perception about that. Remember, your beliefs are creating your reality. Okay, your beliefs are creating your reality. So to create a new belief, you need to speak to yourself differently. That's why I'm recommending saying affirmations, because a belief is just something we've been thinking, and we believe it to be true because we think it. Right? So you just have to think something different, which would be, my subconscious mind is my faithful servant. My subconscious mind is my friend. My subconscious mind has my back. Okay? I know what happened generally. Generally what happened was you've been affirming something, you know, living from the end of something. You didn't see evidence, and then you interpreted the no evidence as it's unwilling to accept my terms. Right? You interpreted it that way. Okay. In order to change your reality, you deliberately say something different. Okay. So, okay. Whether or not it's normal, everyone's different. So here's what's normal. We've been always creating our reality by what we focus on. Okay. So when you have a bad headache, you could do the things that'll make you feel better. Okay, if you're getting a bad headache and you feel like you're spiraling, remind yourself that you're the operant power and that you have the power to change this. And if you created the circumstance, that means you can create a new circumstance. When you know that you're the operant power, that really helps you to be in a reality where you don't spiral, because you actually realize how much control you have of your world. People think we don't have control of things like the weather. We do. We do. You do. In your reality, you have control of so many things, really everything, because everything is yourself pushed out. Okay, we're just not taught that through life. Okay, so soothe yourself. Do things that will help you. Water could help with a headache. Meditation can help with that. Anything to self-soothe is going to be powerful. And then really, it's most important to remind yourself, you have the power to change this, and your subconscious mind has your back. Maybe you want to put that alert in your phone and it just says, my subconscious mind has my back today. So wake up in the morning and say, my subconscious mind is my friend. My subconscious mind has my back. Okay, so that's the belief you want to start changing. Okay, your subconscious mind is impressionable, and it's easy to impress your subconscious mind. It's not difficult. It's not difficult. If someone says it's hard, that's because it's their belief. And because they have that belief, then it becomes their experience. It's easy to impress your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind works for you in your favor. Is it better to let go of SP if he's triggering you in the 3D? It might be a powerful thing for you to do, because you need to solidify a stronger foundation of who you are, right? If you're triggered by the 3D, it's really coming back to you. He's triggering something because you look and you forgot that you're the operant power. It's not that it's better, because you could learn how to shift your perspective about the situation. You could learn to tell a different story about the situation. That's something I would discuss with you in a one-on-one, or if you're in my VIP group. Tabitha, how do I stop negative thoughts? I'm referring to trusting somebody I love. Replace them with the end. Replace your negative thought with the end. Okay, what is the negative thought? You want to be able to trust, like you're having negative thoughts about whether or not you could trust this person. If it's about trust, because you said I'm referring to trusting somebody I love, you need to live from the end of trusting. And whether it's like trust, what goes along with trust for you in this situation? Is it trust and security and loyal and devoted, right? So live from the end of I feeling secure. Really, it comes down to being secure, right? I am secure. Are you secure knowing you're chosen? Are you secure knowing that you're the one that your partner wants to be with? Are you secure in that? Because if you're not secure in that, then that reflects out into your world. Okay, so solidify the version of you who's secure and trusting. So say to yourself, like, I am secure. I am trusting. I can trust other people because they show up for me. I can trust other people because I know my value, because I'm valuable and people see my value, right? Like, these are ideas of things that beliefs that you could make sure are a strong foundation. Okay, Lori, I've had this happen to me, but what if I wanted a new job but wanted something else? What if I wanted a new job but wanted something else? Okay, you want a new job that's something else, like not a different job, but it's not the same. Okay, I'm not sure what you want, but here's what you can do, right? Number one, get clear on what you want. What is it that you want? Okay, now get clear on that. Get more clear on it. And maybe if you don't know exactly what it is, well, ask yourself, if you had the job that you wanted, what would it feel like? You'd feel happy. So you could also think from the end of happy in your job. You feel fulfilled in your job. So you speak to yourself as if you already have it. I am fulfilled in my job. I have what I want. I love that I'm creative. Like, there's all different ways you could affirm, right? It doesn't have to be this. I'm only giving you ideas. Is like, do you want to live from the end of like, you have this job that you love, making great money. It's your dream job. And just like earlier when Martin was saying about dream job, if you already have a general idea of what dream job is, you could just say, I love that I'm living my dream life, working in my dream job. Okay. And you live from the end, speaking to yourself as if you already have it. Margot, hi. What method would you recommend? The only thing you need to do to change your reality is have new inner conversations, which is affirmations. It's the only thing you need to do. sometimes I like to visualize. Also, I like scripting. In the very beginning, I'll tell you, I loved scripting because it really helped me to focus, because I was really focused and I was able to see a clear picture of how I wanted things to be. So the method for you is going to be what feels good to you. But the only thing you really need to do, because this is probably the easiest way to manifest through, I mean, if you think about it, you've always been manifesting, right? And you've always been manifesting without really techniques. You've just been manifesting your life. Your whole life is a manifestation of your beliefs, the belief systems you hold. It's a manifestation of your self-concept and how you see yourself in relation to different people, places, and things. So what do I recommend? The best method is to solidify the self-concept of having your desire, right? Solidify the version of you who knows you're the operant power. Do that with inner conversations or affirmations. I mean, those to me are one and the same, the inner conversation. Having a conversation with yourself that you already have your desire. Okay, Marilee, best manifestation method to manifest a specific person. Speak to yourself as if you already have the relationship. Speak to yourself from the self-concept, from the identity. Your self-concept is your identity. Speak to yourself from the identity that you already have your desire. You already have the relationship. Use my self-concept course. You can complete that course in one day. You're going to dump and let go of the old story. There's an exercise for you to let go of the old story. And then there's an exercise for you to speak to yourself from living in the end as if you have your desire. And then you're going to just do that consistently. You're going to persist in that. You could persist in knowing it. Okay? That's the best method. Is deciding who you are and be that version of you. You understand that the whole world is a reflection of what's within you. So when you change your own perception about who you are, if you want to be a wealthy person, then you think from the end of someone who's wealthy. What does a wealthy person think? They feel. What do they think and feel and assume about themselves? What do they think and assume and feel about themselves in relation to people, places, and things in life? Same thing with a specific person. What is the identity, the self-concept of someone who's already in the relationship? Someone already in the relationship is not feeling the need to check up on social media. Okay, someone living from the end of the relationship is feeling secure and sure and chosen and treasured. And what else? I mean, what else is it for you, right? You can make out a whole list of that and you speak your life into existence. Dina, be firm with it is done, no matter what the current circumstance looks like. It is done. And that's a really powerful way. No matter what the circumstance looks like, just say it is done. It's done. It's done. It seems like it's the opposite. So what? Because it's done. Okay, social media. What do I do if I think one of my parents is cheating? Can I manifest the third party away? Yeah, you can. So to manifest the third party away, see the two of them together, okay? See the two of them with a strong, loving, bonding relationship. See trust between the two of them. See, like you can imagine conversations where you hear one, mom say to dad, like, I love that you're devoted to me, and dad saying, I am so devoted to you. Or, maybe you want to say it through words that seem natural to you, more natural to you, right? So conjure up imaginal conversations between your parents about how much they love each other and they are devoted to each other. Laura, help with not acknowledging the 3D. Tips on this. Well, it's not that it's a problem that we acknowledge the 3D. We can acknowledge it. We could be like, oh, that sucks. This is shit. I don't want this. Like, we could definitely, it's not that we don't ever want to acknowledge it. We could just say, I know this exists. It's not something I choose. Right? So we see something and you could look at it, or, you could be aware of it and say, I don't choose that. And then what's the next step is most important. You need to replace it. I don't choose that. I choose, and then live from the end. Live from the end. Tips for helping with this is it's really about knowing that you're the operant power and that your world is a reflection of you. And there's no coincidences in your world. If you just pay attention to what you think and assume and believe, what are your assumptions and what are your beliefs, and you are aware, have more awareness in your world, pay more attention to what people say to you and what's happening, because everything's a reflection of you. Everything is coming from your consciousness. So that is a deep understanding that helps people move beyond, like, you don't have to acknowledge, doesn't matter whether you acknowledge it or not. You're a creator. You came here to create. So don't acknowledge that, or don't spend time focusing on what you don't want. You're going to shift your attention. You're going to be the creator, which you already are, right? But you're going to create the things you do want to experience. You're creating the things you want to experience and aligning with that experience by thinking from that reality, the reality that already exists. Dina, want and need come from a lack mindset. Act as if you already have your desire. Exactly. So let me expound on that, what Dina's saying, right? The lack mindset is that you're forgetting that everything's from within you. Okay? So the wanting and needing comes from, you forgot that everything's from within you. Everything's coming from you first. So there is no lack. There's only a belief that there's lack. Actually, lack doesn't exist, only the belief that lack exists, because you already have it. You already have abundance. You already have all of it. You have every infinite possibility you can imagine within you. There is no lack. It's all existing. But are we aligning with it? Are we aligning with it because we're believing in it? Okay. So Dina has the key here, right? The key, the master key to reality creation is imagine as if, or think as if you already have your desire. You don't have to necessarily act as if, but it's like you're thinking as if. All you have to do is think as if you have your desire. You only have to think as if. We don't have to act. Okay, some people do, and that's not that it's wrong, but you don't even have to act as if. You think from as if. Affirmations to stop being shy. So if you don't want to be shy, what do you want to be? You want to be someone who's charismatic. Start thinking about what you want to be. Maybe you don't want to be overly charismatic, but what is it that you want? It's confidence. You understand you could create to be anything you want. You want to be heard. You want to be seen. You want to feel more confident in your own decision making. So speak to yourself like that. I'm confident in who I am. I'm confident in my decision making. I'm confident that I am successful. I was born for greatness. I can talk to anyone. It's easy for me to connect to others. I connect to so many people in the world. I think I hear my door, you guys. I probably have to go. You guys, so you are the operant power. There are so many ways to work with me. Check the link in my description if you want to work with me one-on-one, or if you want to join my VIP group, or if you want to, there you go. Or I also have my self-concept course. I love you guys. Have an amazing day. Bye.